Alrighty, y'all, the new steering had showed up. Looks like we got the new mountain plate, the filler, some fittings. I think we're going to put these towards the back of the boat. We got the main. Ooh, wow, that thing's heavy too. So this is what we're going to mount. We're going to have to drill it out and refit this in there. And it looks like we're going to have to figure out. Looks like we got these 90s. We'll probably put these 90 connectors in here. We'll probably route this hose, this being underneath. And I think we'll route the cut end to the back of the boat. Is what I'm thinking. And hopefully this is long enough. So I gotta go see if this is even the right length. I may have to order the right length. And then here is the hydraulic that runs out to the back of the boat. So I'm gonna try to see if this will line up. So I'm gonna take this bolt off, that bolt off, see if this will line up to the back of the motor. To make sure it'll fit properly. So I might work on that before I check the hose lengths. The hose lengths look like they might be a little short, but I hope not, because I don't feel like ordering different hose. So in the meantime, I want to make sure this fits up. If this fits up, then we should be all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. Using a 16 and a 14 millimeter wrench, I'm gonna take that bolt off, hold the nut on the bottom. Alright, so I took the two end pieces off. This is the part that came off the motor. I'm gonna use the nut and bolt. It's almost looking like it might not line up. I'm hoping it adjusts. I'm gonna use the original nut and bolt I took off, so I'm gonna slide that back in there. I'm gonna try to get this nut and bolt on and see if I can line this up. Alrighty guys, I trimmed it up to get to that bottom nut to put it back on. I was having a hard time. Very tough trying to get this in there, to get that bolt in there, but if you work at it, it might be good to have a second person. So I ended up trimming it up to tighten that. So I went ahead. So these here, just got to put these nuts on, but this slides right in there. So you see, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a bunch of grease in there before I go ahead, because if you look, it's hard to access the grease fitting because that kind of blocks it. So before I tighten this up, I'm gonna shoot some grease in there, tighten both of those nuts up, and then we'll move on to running the lines. Alrighty guys, that's all hooked up there. We got the lines ran on the boat. We're going to be taping this to the end of the old steering, pulling it through here. But first, I'm going to use the shop vac. I'm going to wear a dust mask. And we got to drill these holes for this plate. So we got that kind of lined up where we're going to drill our holes. So we're going to go ahead and use the vacuum. We're going to drill slowly through there. So the new housing will slide. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick and show you what that looks like. Alrighty guys, before we thread these little 45s on here, before we install this, we already drilled the holes. I'm gonna put a very little bit of blue Loctite on there to keep it from coming out from any vibration, and then I'm gonna torque these in there and get them tight, and then we're gonna install this into where it's going at the center console. Alright, that's about as good as I can get it. Tighten it in there is good, and then it's got these little collars. Torque those in. So I think I did that right. I'm gonna go ahead and install this next. Slide this in there and try to get the bracket on the back side and this all hooked up so I can run the lines. Alrighty guys, that's how it looks like on this side. So now I'm gonna go ahead and run the lines, and then I'm gonna have the pre-done side on this side to where I can just right inside screw them in. If you look at the instructions, it tells you which one to use and then which one you hook up to the steering mechanism out there on the engine, so you just don't want to get those backwards. Alright, I'm going to try to knock that stud out. There's the washer. There she is. Clean her up. Go install her on the new house. Alrighty guys, hope you can see this. The wood drift key, gonna stick it right in there. Just like that. Grab the steering wheel. Put a little bit of grease in there. Gonna see if we can line this up. Should lined up. No? Nope. Try that again. Alrighty, so once you line that wood drift key off, it'll prevent this from spinning. That's what holds it to it. And we're going to put our washer. Our nut. 15th, 16th. Hit it with the impact. Nice and tight. All right. Put the cover on it and we're good to go there. Alrighty guys, I had somebody help me. There's the old line. There's my head. Just make sure, I also did a jet line so I can pull over other stuff. Show you over here. We got our two hoses here. So I'm gonna double check and I'm gonna hook the, see which one I gotta hook on the one side, and then make sure you just match it whichever way you're doing it. Follow the directions that come in it. And you guys should be all right. But that's what we look like. Woo! That felt good. Steering wheel's all done. Got the lines all hooked up. Ran over and down. Alrighty guys, we got the line hooked up in the back. Got the lines hooked up. Make sure you follow the directions. These go on reverse, and then this tightens in forward. It doesn't really say on there, but I've seen somebody use some Loctite, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of Loctite on there and then tighten that back up. Just be very careful you don't snap this off, and just take your time with it. Read the directions, and good luck with your hookups. We're gonna get some fluid and then we're gonna try to prime this thing. So we went out to West Marine and we got this hydraulic steered fluid, the synthetic blend. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. I got 3 of these just in case, and I'll return one. So we're gonna use these 2 to hopefully start filling it up there at the helm. And you're gonna want 2 people, somebody to open the bleeder. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the steering fluid in and see how that all works out.